Okay, traders, welcome back to a new episode. RallyTop Investing 3.0 SMC Masterclass here. Now, before we get started, somebody asked a question the other day, why I am giving out multiple strategies in the market, that it might confuse the beginner trader. Well, my simple answer to that question is this. We are in the business of opening the eyes of traders to simple but very effective strategies in the market. Okay? There is no one single way to approach the market. You can approach the market in various ways. Now, while we are giving out multiple strategies to you guys out there, we are not in any way asking you to use all the strategies together. It is your duty to filter out these strategies and choose the one that best suits your personality. You need to get one strategy that resonates well with you and easy for you to execute. That is your duty. We can't do that for you. So I expect you to backtest on these strategies and then choose the one that is so simple for you to be able to execute it repeatedly. That's the purpose of us shunning out multiple strategies to you. Okay? So I hope that answers that question, and hopefully it's going to help you a lot. So today's lesson, we want to look at one single candlestick on the 1H time frame. Now, I've done maybe about 2 videos on how to use 1H candlestick to make a kill of the market, but this one is different. I can assure you that this one is simpler than you think. Okay? Now, all you need, like I said, is one 1H candle. Once you can get that, either a bullish candle or a bearish candle. Now, you must make sure that this bullish candle has closed above the previous candle, and that this bearish candle has closed below the previous candle. Once you can find this 1H candle, take your fib tool. Now you can configure your fib tool to include the 50% and the 25%, or you configure it to have only the 50%. It's still going to give you the same result. Now you place your fib tool at the low of this candle and drag it all the way to the high of that candle, and now you will have the 50%. If you configure your fib tool to have 25%, it will also show you 25%. Now, I want you to know that once you find one 1H candle like this, if it's bullish, you are sure that the next candle is going to go higher. So you want to take advantage of that next 1 hour candle that will be going higher in your own estimation to follow the market higher. But problem is, how do you know when to enter the market in order to continue with this uptrend? And don't forget that this strategy is for continuation. I'm going to do a reversal scenario in our next episode. So when the next candle opens, you want to see it rotate back down into this zone, into this 50% zone of your fib tool before it will expand upward. So that's what you do, and this is going to take place on the 1H time frame. Mark out the high because the bullish candle opens below and closes above. So you mark out this high and wait for the next candle to open so you can actually take your trade. Simple. And once that happens, you will now scale down to the 5M time frame. On the 5M time frame, when the next candle opens within this 50% fib level, you want to see a candle that has swept the previous candle or series of candles. Once you can find that, because you want to buy and therefore you want a sweep below. All right, I'm going to show you that when we get to the live chart. But for now, I just want you to grasp this idea. So that's what you are going to look for. And once you find that candle that has swept the liquidity below, it is that candle that has swept liquidity you are going to mark as the area where you want to take your trade from. You pick your fib tool all the way from the high to the low of that candle. Remember, bearish candle opens above and closes below. Don't forget that. So you mark it out. On your 5M, you want to see when the next 1H candle opens, you want to see a sweep of a candle high or some set of candles highs. I hope you understand. I'm going to show you all of that on the live chart. So if you have understood to this point, please don't forget to give us a like. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, just smash the subscribe button and become part of the family. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that any update we have, you'll be notified about it. And if you haven't joined our free Telegram channel, please do so immediately, because we post high probability trade setup. And if you want to upscale your trading skills, you can join our VIP community. The doors are open. I will leave all the links in the description. Okay, so that is what you should understand about the single candle of the 1H time frame. Now let me take you to the live chart and show you what I mean. Now here we are not using any structure. We are just simply using the candlesticks. It's the best form of trading if you are still a struggling trader. Now look at this. Let's start with this candle. Let me take price out from here so it can be easier for us to understand. So we want to start with this candle. As you can see, this candle has closed above this previous candle. It gives us a clear signal that the next 1H candle will be going higher. So what do? I say pick your fib tool, and from this low, just mark your fib tool all the way to the high of this candle. And so you have the 50%. So you want the next candle to open and come to the upper 50% level. All right? Once it enters into the upper 50% level, you want to get to your lower time frame. But before you do that, mark out the close of this candle, which is here. So what you need to do after marking out this high, this close, you want to scale down to your 5M time frame, okay, and wait for a sweep of any candle low. So this is the 5M. This is the close. We are waiting for the next 1H candle to open, and we want to see a sweep of the low. Okay, so look at this now. Let me show you what is going on here so you can understand perfectly well. Look at this candle. Took out the low. It doesn't matter how tiny the sweep of that low is. The truth of the matter is that if it swept the low, that is what we are looking for. Let me expand it for you to see. Can you see that it swept the low? So that's the candle we want to focus on. And remember, after sweeping it, it closed above. So that means that this is the candle you want to mark as that's it. That's where you want to enter your trade. And you want to target 1 to 2. Simple. So let's continue to advance price. Okay, so price has tapped into that our zone. We are looking for 1 to 2. That's 1 to 2. And so let's see whether it will go our direction. So as you can see, we smash 1 to 2 easily. Let me take you back to the 1H and show you the second trade. Okay, so this is the second example. Look at it. We are still going to follow this bullish candle. Take your fib tool from the low of this candle all the way to the top of this candle. So 50% is here. So you need to mark the close of this candle, which is here, so that when you get to your lower time frame, you'll be able to know where to start from. So we go down to 5M. So that's where we are starting from. So we want to wait for a sweep of a low. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so you can see this sweep here. Can you see it? A sweep of these lows here within your first half of 50% fib tool. So once you have marked that, we now want to use this candle as our entry zone on the 5M. Let's advance price and see. Okay, so let's frame it. Okay, so let's see 1 to 2 here. That's 1 to 2. So we can advance price now and see what happens. So we have been tapped into the market. Let's see whether it will go our way. Okay, so we can go to the higher time frame and make it a bit faster. Let's get to the 1H and make it a bit faster. Okay, so that's where the current price action is. So just almost there. That's 1 to 2, almost there. That's the current price action. So we're waiting for it to play out. All right, as the market will open. Okay, so maybe let me show you one more example and then we call it a day. Okay, this is another example, but in this example, there is something I want to say here so that you can understand. Okay, so that you don't go to your chart and begin to tell me it doesn't work. Now, take a look at this candle. If it is a bullish candle that has a larger wick, a bigger wick than the body of the candle, avoid it. Don't trade that one. Avoid it. Okay? If it is a bearish candle, if you find a bearish candle whose lower wick is bigger than the body of the candle, avoid it. Don't trade that. Okay? So that's why we are going to skip this candle, because as you can see, the wick of this candle is far bigger than the body of the candle. So we can skip that one and go to the next one. Now, this next one is inside of this high and low. So we skip that one too. So we can now look at this and see the possibility. Now, remember, this is not bulletproof. It's not going to be 100%. So don't expect it to be 100%. Sometimes you will take losses. And sometimes you may not find trades in the market the way you want. Okay. So that's your 50% fib level. And now you want to mark the close of this candle so that when the next one H candle opens, you will know where it opened. So you can now go to the 5M and wait for candle sweep. If you don't find that candle sweep, you don't need to force anything. Don't force anything. That means that there is no trade for you that they're using this strategy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we've gone too far. Let me cut price from here. Look at this candle, guys. It swept the low of this previous candle. Look at. This is what you want. And this is the candle you need to mark as your area of interest. So that's your area of interest. And you want to wait for price to see what price will do on your area of interest or within your area of interest. Now we have been tapped into the market right away. So let's frame the trade. Go for 1 to 2. That's 1 to 2. So let's see if it's going to go our way. But remember, it is not bulletproof. So we continue to advance price. So we have been tapped into the market. You know that. and boom, look at it, smash our TP easily. Can you see that? 1 to 2. So that's how simple this strategy is. Just go back test on it. All right, take your time to back test. Don't rush over it. Take your time to back test. If it resonates with you, then why not? You can use it. Okay, incorporate it into your trading arsenal and start using it. But please, first of all, back test to ensure that it works for you, because what works for me may not necessarily work for you. All right, guys, if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to give us your subscription and turn on the notification so that anytime we publish a new video, you'll be notified about it. And if you haven't joined our free Telegram channel, do so just immediately, because right there you have lots of valuable materials, like we are posting high probability trade scenarios there. You can actually use it to make money for yourself. And if you want to take your trading to the next level, you can join our VIP community. The doors are open. I'm going to leave all the links in the description. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I see you in our next episode.